And let me tell you, it's getting real scary. The fakes are almost spot on. Alright, so we're back with another legit check video, and this time we got the Jordan 1 Dark Mocha, infamously known for being one of the best fakes in the market today. So let's not waste any more time, let's get into this review. So if you clicked on this video, that means you have a pair or you're thinking about buying a pair of these. And let me tell you, it's getting real scary. The fakes are almost spot on, but have no fear, DiverseSole is here. Now let's get into the details. For the entire video, we're gonna have the authentic pair on your right side and the fake pair on your left side. So let's get started. We're gonna be doing the interior part of the tongue and the exterior part of the tongue. Let's do with the authentic pair. We have the Nike Air. Right away I noticed with the authentic pair, the Nike Air is a lot more clean and sleeker on the tongue versus the fake pair. It looks kind of 3D-ish, looks sloppy. You'll notice this when you have them side by side. Also, I noticed that the placement of the Nike Air is not as nice and centered as the authentic pair here. Now we go into the interior part of the shoe. We can tell with the authentic pair, the writing looks nice and clean. Pretty much everything lined up with one another. On the fake pair, all the writing looks pretty 3D-ish, almost like kind of like fading away, and some of the letters are not fully stitched in onto the tag right here. I also noticed with the fake pair, the tag right here, I mean this is with multiple pairs, it could be vary, but we noticed with this pair right here, the little tag right here doesn't stick out, not too much of it right here, versus the authentic pair, we have an extra piece of black right here. You can see it, versus the fake pair, not too much right there. Now we're gonna get into the stitching part of the shoe. Again, this varies with all Jordan 1s, but we noticed big differences with these two. So starting with the authentic pair, on the black part of the stitching right here on the front toe box, it looks nice and clean. Nothing really going on here that looks too sloppy. Also on the side panels, we noticed we could feel the tuck between the two parts of the leather right here. So it's nice and tucked in with the leather right here as well. And on the back square right here, the back heel part, we noticed this is nice and clean, which is the fake pair. Looks pretty sloppy right here. It goes up and down. It's pretty noticeable when you have them side by side. We also notice on the front toe box part, the stitching is a lot wider, more separated, not as clean as the authentic pair. And also the side panel right here feels flat versus the authentic pair. It feels a lot more tucked in. You would feel it once you have them side by side. All right, now we're moving on to the holes of the toe box, starting with the authentic pair. These are a lot more wider, deeper. We can tell the difference with the fake pair, a lot smaller, super noticeable once you have them side by side with each other. But yeah, almost like the separation on the holes as well, super obvious. Again, this is stuff that's really hard to notice when you just find one pair on its own. But when you have an authentic versus a fake right next to each other, it's super noticeable. Again, on the authentic pair, nice and evenly spaced out. The holes are a lot bigger, everything lines up a lot more cleaner. Moving on to the color of the suede, starting with the authentic pair. Right away we can tell the suede is a lot more buttery. When you move your finger along the suede as well, the color changes to light to dark in an instant. Versus the fake pair, we notice that this suede is a lot lighter. When you rub your finger against it, kind of doesn't change sometimes, or it's not as obvious as the authentic pair as well. And we notice that the color of the stitching doesn't match the color of the suede with the fake pair. With the authentic pair, the stitching of the brown matches pretty dead on with the suede color. So keep an eye out for that. Now we're going to be looking at the back heel area of the sock liner. Starting with the authentic pair, we notice that this part is a lot cleaner, no jaggedy areas, nice and clean, nice and sleek tucked in. Versus the fake pair, you can kind of see where it goes up and down, in and out right here. It's pretty noticeable, actually really noticeable, so keep an eye out for that. Now we're going to be looking at the Wings logo part of the shoe. Starting with the authentic pair, we could definitely feel that the Wings logo is way more embossed. You can feel it right away. Also, the black looks a lot shinier, more glossy look to it. And all the lettering as well, it's a lot more cleaner. None of the black rubs into the lettering. Now moving on to the fake pair here, we can see that if you caught that, visit www.diversolesb.com. First person to use code GREENTORTA gets $40 off their purchase. Now moving on to the fake pair of the Wings part of the shoe. This one feels a lot more flatter. You can't feel the embossment on this one. Also, the coloring of the black right here looks kind of matte, not as glossy as the authentic pair. And we could also notice that the black of the Wings logo is kind of going into the lettering of the Air Jordan, so it kind of looks like it has a shadow on it, versus the authentic pair, no shadow on it, nice and clean. Alright, now moving on to the insoles. On the authentic pair, we can see the obvious ridges here, versus the fake pair, nothing here. Like I said, this could vary on a lot of pairs, but with the fake pair on this one we noticed it has nothing. Again, with the authentic pair, nice and noticeable here. Alright, right, last but not least, we're moving on to the boxes. But before I go any further, just to let you guys know, this does not guarantee that your pair is authentic, since people tend to switch out the boxes. So you can have a real box with fake shoes inside, or vice versa. So now let's get into the box of the authentic pair first. We notice that the red Nike all around seems a lot brighter, a lot more vibrant as well, versus the fake pair seems a lot more matte looking, a lot more dull looking as well. Now with the box labels on the authentic pair, we notice that the font is nice and clean all around. We also notice that with the price tag, the rectangle is nice and evenly spaced out, versus the fake pair. On the price tag, it seems to be stretched out more. The spaces are not evenly all around, and the font right here as well looks a lot more blurry, versus the authentic pair looks a lot more nice and crisp all around. So that is it. Those are just some details that we noticed. If you guys see anything that we missed, make sure to comment down below, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.
And don't forget, we have a website. You can cop authentic sneakers at www.diversesolesb.com. Get your orders shipped or picked up.
Remember, be different, be you, stay diverse.